find somewhere to put this bowl because it's just too nice to not have it. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. If you can't already tell from today's video, I'm so excited. We are talking home decor, specifically how to style end tables and console tables, how to decorate them, some of the things that I was thinking about as I was decorating my console tables and end tables. I have two tables that I want to show you guys today and kind of how I've styled them. So let's get into it. So the first part of the console table that I actually want to talk about is the actual table itself. So I had this console table with me prior to the move. It is where I would film a lot of my other videos. It is where I would, have different things behind me and I would film right in front of that. So I didn't necessarily know if it was going to work in this space, but I just thought I'd bring it. If it didn't work, then I could always, just toss it. But the console table ended up working very well in the entryway. So this is the entryway here, right before you get ready to walk out of the door or right when you walk into the door. So it worked out really nicely, especially with the contrast of the walls. So decided to keep the table here. And this table I think I actually got from Walmart. But honestly, you can find this table, I think Home Depot, maybe Amazon. This table is all over. The next part that I want to talk about of the console table makeup is actually the mirror. So I knew that I wanted a couple of large mirrors throughout the house. I have one in my bedroom, and this is the other mirror that I purchased. So this mirror is actually right from Wayfair. It is obviously a round mirror, and it is a relatively large mirror. So one of the things that kind of happens when you are starting to decorate a new space is you will have obviously walls where the TV will go, or maybe your bed will go, or you want to put a plant there, but you'll have these walls or these instances where you'll just have wall and it's just space. And a lot of times we think, okay, well, how do I fill that space? Do I fill it with pictures? Do I fill it with shelves? But another thing you can do is fill it with a mirror. And I thought, what better place than to put a mirror right as you're about to walk out of the door. You get dressed, you're ready to go, just one last check before you walk out of the door. So absolutely love this mirror. I went back and forth on different sizes for the mirror. So obviously the console table was here, and I wasn't sure if I wanted something a little larger, a little wider than the console table itself, or if I wanted something a little smaller, if I felt that was too if I felt that was too large. But actually I think this is almost just about the length, or just about the length of the console table, and it works out very, very well. It takes up a lot of the space, which was what I wanted, and it's also a decent sized mirror. You're not trying to move in and out of it to see everything. You can see everything. Mirrors also open up the space. They do that very, very well. Instead of putting just a picture here, a mirror allows the space to reflect on itself. Like you can see, what's behind you and things like that. So love a good mirror. Got this black one straight from Wayfair. Okay, so now you've got this table, you've got a mirror, but what goes on the table? What do you actually do with the table? That's the hard part. So I'll tell you some of the things that I thought about as I was starting to think about how I was going to fill the space. So I often talk about what I call an anchor, and a design anchor, and that is the first piece of whatever it is, furniture, in this case, an item that goes on a table. You have to find something that you love. And once you find that one thing, which oftentimes we can do, right? We can get online and we can search for things, items for console table, what have you. You might find a really nice vase that you love and you're like, oh, I have to have this vase. That's gonna be your anchor. For me, the anchor was the book. So I do a lot of looking around on Pinterest for ideas, Google Images, things like that. Even TikTok sometimes, get a lot of really good inspiration from there. But I knew that I wanted a really large coffee table book to go on this console table. Now, how I was actually going to place that, I wasn't sure, but I knew that I wanted to incorporate a book. where I actually found the book, I'll kind of talk a little bit about that. So I did some sourcing online. Typically, the first place we go to is Amazon. However, I thought that a lot of the coffee table books that I was coming across on different sites were very expensive. And I'm not really trying to spend a lot of money on a coffee table book that no one's going to read. Now, that might be different than maybe, let's say, like a Tom Ford coffee table book or your Rihanna coffee table book that you might have that's open and people can, page through it at their leisure. This is a book that no one's going to look at. So I actually thought about it, and I said, well, what about a used bookstore? So I knew what color I was looking for. I knew that the mirror was black and the table was black, so I wanted kind of the opposite of that. I wanted like a white or like a cream book. So I went into the used bookstore and I just started looking around for hardcover books that were white. And so I found this one. It was about $12 or so, and boom, you got a book and you have exactly what it is that you're looking for. So that was where I found the book. So if you're looking for books, coffee table books, check your local used bookstore. The next thing that I knew that I wanted to have was a vase of some sort. And these kind of circular donut vases are very in right now. They're very trendy. They don't cost a whole lot. So I knew that I wanted maybe one or two of those depending on the size. And I actually found these vases right on Pretty Little Thing. Yeah, so Pretty Little Thing, the clothing website that we're all pretty familiar with, they actually have a home section. Actually, like a lot of these clothing stores have home sections now. Zara, H&M, Pretty Little Thing. Everyone's doing it, and they're just ceramic vases. They feel pretty well made. I mean, I don't think that there's really a difference between this and something that I would have gotten, at an actual store that typically would sell a vase. And I filled the top or the larger vase with some of what I had in the other vase that I had when this console table was in my bedroom. So I already had this. I think I got this maybe on Amazon. And from there, I knew that I wanted to also incorporate a candle. I've had this candle in the past, just a smaller version of this candle. And so what I did was I found a larger version right on Amazon. This is a candle by the company Woodwick. They actually are, I believe they're owned by Yankee Candle. If you go into a Yankee Candle store, you'll see the Woodwicks. That's where I was actually introduced to Woodwick. Love the candle, love the burn. I think don't get me to lying, but the burn time is something like crazy. I don't burn it often, but when we have special occasions, people over, I will burn the candle. And this is in the scent Island Coconut. It smells really, really good. Has a coconut, pineapple scent to it, but it's also not super potent. So I have a couple of these around the condo. So got this candle. So now what I'm stuck with, or what I have, is a book. I have these vases, and I have a candle. So there are different ways that you can play around with, how you're actually going to lay things out on the table. This is just one way. I knew that I wanted the book to elevate the candle and elevate the vase, but there are different ways that you can do this. You can do something where maybe you have the book in the center and maybe you have another book on top of it, so you can double stack maybe two books right in the center and then maybe place something right on top. You can do something like that and kind of have your vases off to the side. Again, what I typically do is I play around with different ways to lay things out. This actually looks pretty good to me. I might get another book and put it right on top, but just, play around with it, leave it, come back. How does it feel? Does it feel like it needs some rearranging? And if it does, then you can rearrange to your liking. But yeah, I went ahead and I wanted the book to elevate everything. So that's the way that I decided to kind of structure this. But again, it's totally up to you, and you want to make sure, again, that you stick with that anchor item. So for me, it was the book. For you, it might be a large vase. It might be a candle that you really want to include. And you just kind of source you just kind of look for things around that item, whether it's color, whether it's height, playing with dimension. They're all different kinds of things that you can do. So that's it for this side of the console table. So next I want to move to the next part of the console table. So as you can see, I mean, I can pretty much move this book over a little bit so that it takes up a little bit more space, or I can move it closer to the edge so that the mirror, so that you get more of the actual mirror itself. But there's still, you know, this entire space right over here. So it's like, okay, now what do I do? I thought about things like a large bowl, which I'll actually show you. I thought about something like this that was kind of a larger or a longer bowl that took up a little bit more space. And so what I ended up going with was this longer style bowl from Crate & Barrel. I'll have the exact description or the exact name and description in the description for you, but I got this right from Crate & Barrel. So first of all, Crate & Barrel is just one of the best places that I've ever been to. I've always loved it. They always have such nice pieces, whether you're looking for something that's modern or something a little bit more trendy. Crate & Barrel has always got you. Crate & Barrel and CB2 are where you can go and just know that whatever you're looking for is going to be in Crate & Barrel. So I was also trying to think about, like, okay, what other colors would pair well with this? I didn't necessarily want another white item. I was even thinking about something black. But I went into Crate & Barrel and I saw this and I thought that this was so interesting. It has more of a silver finish to it and it was long, so I knew that it would take up space here, and I thought that this was perfect. And then I was thinking, okay, well, what actually goes inside of it? So I was on Crate & Barrel's website and I looked up this bowl, and they actually have these rocks right in there. So I was like, well, that's perfect. And I bought these rocks right at Crate & Barrel. They were like, I don't know, like $4 or $5, not that much. And you know, it's a nice way to fill up the bowl, because also too, you don't have to fill up your bowls. You don't have to fill your vases. Sometimes they just serve as decoration, and that's okay too. So this was another item that I included on the console table. So again, both pieces from Crate & Barrel, super easy, super in and out. I also love the fact that they have curbside pickup, which is what I did. I actually did the curbside pickup for this and another item that I'm going to show you. And then I ended up going into the store, and then because I knew that I needed the rocks, I saw those after the fact. So again, one-stop shop at Crate & Barrel, love it, can't say anything bad about it. So the next item that I want to show you that really to me completes the console table look is going to be the wicker baskets that I found to go underneath them. So I've seen some inspiration for what to do with the under the console table, because it really kind of looks pretty bare if you don't have anything under there. So I actually found these wicker baskets at Pottery Barn. So they have these wicker baskets honestly everywhere, but there was a particular style of wicker basket that I was actually looking for. This wicker basket also comes as with a liner. I think it can double as a laundry bin. So really kind of chic modern laundry bin, but I don't need these, so I just kind of threw them inside because I'm not sure if I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with these wicker baskets yet. You can do things like let's say you have extra throws from your couch, you can throw them in here. If you have kids, it's a really good place for them to put their shoes. So obviously you have kids, they're coming in the door. A lot of times if they don't have a place to leave their shoes, like an intentional place to leave their shoes, they'll just leave them on the ground. So this is another really good place for if you have kids, they can throw, things like maybe their shoes or even their book bag right in here as soon as they walk in the door. I also love this because it has a top. I specifically wanted something that had a top because, again, I don't know what I'm gonna do with these. Maybe, it's gonna serve as a place for, quick shoes, throwing your shoes really quickly. And, for whatever's in here, I don't want whatever's in here to be seen, if that makes any sense. So I wanted to make sure that there was a lid that could be put on top of these so that they would not be seen. I got 2 of these and they both fit very nicely and very evenly right under the console table, and it really completes the look of the console table. The section with the mirror and the console table really feels complete with these baskets. Like once I had these baskets under there, I was like, okay, I'm done with this section, at least for now, until I see something else that I like and I want to put onto the console table. Okay, so now I want to talk about the second table that's in the living room, which is the end table. So originally I had this table in my previous bedroom. It was actually the TV stand table. My TV was actually sitting on this table. And when I moved, I thought that this table was going to actually be able to go in front of the couch for more of a coffee table setup, if you will. But after getting everything rearranged and whatnot, there wasn't enough room to put this table in the front. So I actually thought that we were going to have to just get rid of the table. But one thing that I thought about was, what if we put it at the end of the couch to make it more of an end table? And it worked out perfectly. I mean, we pushed the couch all the way back to the wall as far as it would go, and we could actually just fit the table nicely right here. There's enough room to, walk past and get to and from the couch. So it just really, really worked out perfectly. And it also brought a lot of just color to the room, if you will. So our walls are like a grayish blue color, and then we have this black table with glass, and then we have the light wood color. Everything just started to come together really nicely. So really, really love this table. I got this table from Target. If I can still find it, I will link it for you guys. But yeah, I got this table from Target and really, really love it. It's just been, it's just a really, really nice piece. And it's also a really, really well-made table as well. So if you're looking for end tables or, console tables or whatever, definitely try out Target as well. So what we did with this table, this is the bowl that I was previously mentioning that I was thinking about putting on the console table. So I went into Crate & Barrel. I saw this bowl on Crate & Barrel's website, and I was like, that is a nice bowl. Like, I love that. I wasn't sure about it because it was black, and I kind of wanted something that wasn't black to be on the console table since the console table was black. But I went into Crate & Barrel and I decided that I was just going to get it anyway because I was like, oh, it's just too nice to pass up, whatever, it'll be fine on the black table. But essentially what happened was, after I took the measurements of the console table and the measurements of this bowl, the bowl was just a little too large for the table. It would just be sticking out a little bit. So I left the bowl and just kind of went back home with nothing. And then I couldn't stop thinking about this bowl. So anyway, I went back and I got the bowl, and I got the longer bowl that's on the console table as well. And I'm like, well, I'll just find somewhere to put this bowl because it's just too nice to not have it. And I decided that it could go right on this console table. So as you can see, the bowl is filled with these little, I don't know what you call these, just accessories or whatever. I got those from right from Amazon. But the bowl, I love it. It's so nice. It's black, but it has like different colors inside of it. The finish makes it look like it's wood, but I don't think it's wood. I don't know what this is. I'll link it so that you guys can find it at Crate & Barrel, but I had to have this bowl. I couldn't stop thinking about it. So here we are. I've put it on top of the end table, and it looks really, really nice just with the different colors here. The other thing that we have done is we have different magazines and books between the two of us that really speak to us. This was just a really nice place to put it because I'm also more of a minimalist. So even like if I get nice things like this in the mail, I'll more than likely won't keep it if I don't have a place for it because it just doesn't have a place. But under this table, we really were able to put things that were specific to us right under here. So it just really, really worked out really nicely. I also grabbed these nice coasters from Home Goods. I think I got these from Home Goods. Yeah, I got these from Home Goods. Definitely need coasters when you're sitting. Well, when you have people over, you want to have coasters. But also, if you're sitting at the couch and you want, have a beverage or something like that, and you want to put it on the table, definitely got to have a coaster. I love these. They're like wood. And then they also have one that's more of like a marble white finish. So yeah, I like these, but again, like I love this table because it just allows for so much storage and variety. Obviously we have storage drawers under here as well. So it just really makes it it's a very functional table as well. So I love that. Like there's different things, there's different places where you can put things. So the only thing that we have on this console table is going to be the bowl, which I'll probably fill more of these, or I'll probably put more of these little accessories inside of this bowl, but that's kind of all they gave. And then we have our remotes for the TV, and that's it. Very, very minimal, very, very, easy. Definitely not too much going on. Kind of the theme of the condo. But yeah, that is the second table. And that's kind of how I decorated it and how I styled it and how it all came to be. I definitely would recommend, if you're looking, especially for like the living room area, I would definitely recommend tables with like multi-levels or like storage or something like that, or shelves. Because you can do all kinds of things like we're able to do here with putting, magazines or nice, keepsakes, if you will, right under here, right under the glass. So you can see them, but they're not like just out, if you will. So I would definitely recommend something like that. If you're searching for a new table, that's definitely something to consider as well. So yeah, Crate and Barrel is where I found majority of, or actually like maybe half of the items. Pretty Little Thing, for the other vases, and just kind of local bookstores for everything else. And then of course, Pottery Barn as well. So definitely, if you are, in the middle of decorating a console table or any kind of table, make sure that you, kind of remember what I was saying. Start with that anchor. Find that one item that you really love and that you can't live without. And let that kind of be your guiding light. Just put it on the table, just put it on the table and walk away from it and say, I'm just going to continue to add to it. And then you can continue to maybe find colors that kind of play off of it, or color contrast for other items that you can add as well. So yeah, definitely let me know in the comments how you are finding your table decorating. We're going into fall now, so are you going to be switching out the decor that you have for something a little bit more with a fall feeling? I definitely want to hear what you guys have to say, so let me know in the comments, and yeah, I will see you guys in the next video.